Alright, that's kind of a long P. Sorry. But now we actually get into the whole Gestalt thing. Project Gestalt number something. Report 0923. As noted in the previous report, implementation of Gestalt mode can prevent the white chlorination syndrome we recently experienced. Transfer of bodily information to civilization repressed replicants is proceeding as planned, with the genes of the originals safely stored inside. Our role as surveillance androids to prepare for when the incurable bacterial disease eventually dies out is also underway. So far, this is proceeding without issue. Observer 021, Popola. So they're androids. Straight up. Hold on, what's this? That is the bacteria, the chlorination. Bodily inflammation to civilization repressed. Repressed. Replicants. Huh. The genes of the originals safely stored inside. It's like one of the shades of the robots on the left. Report 9182. This document discusses potential strategies for the relapse cases we have observed in recent years. The term relapse, of course, refers to the catastrophic loss of sentience seen in certain gestalts. This syndrome has defied even our most pessimistic initial estimates and continues to trend upward with disturbing speed. With some relapsed gestalts beginning to attack replicants, there is an urgent need to take comprehensive action. We remain convinced that an unknown technological defect in the gestalt transformation process is responsible for the condition, but so far have been unable to confirm this theory. Research of this condition is now our top priority and looks likely to continue for some time. Devola. So the replicants were defecting. Relapsing. Oh look, 3 books. There's Vice at the bottom. Noir in the middle. What is that third one? Report 10432. Shorthand minutes of case 23. Emergency response conference. Committee special meeting. Issue. Observed upward trend in relapses. Noted and discussed. Issue. Acceleration and restoration schedule. Approved. Debate over using codename Noir for human restoration schedule. Report. Preparations to launch Vice decoding system 4 above. Report. Order collection of guidance and release code for Nier alongside Vice launch. Codename Observer, codename Popola, and Devola. So the issue of observed trend in relapses. There were more relapses, there were more defects. More shades as a result. Acceleration and restoration schedule. More replicants? Yeah. And then codename Noir for human restoration schedule. Human restoration. That's different from replicant. But what the fuck? That's Yona. Report 11242. We have determined that the rise of relapses was due to an unexpected spike in the sentience of replicants, as well as a genetic instability within the original gestalt. Original? It seems the original's effect on bodies that have undergone the gestalt process was not anticipated in advance. That's a new one. Original. Immediate action must be undertaken to identify the links between this trend and the original gestalt, along with its sister, the relapse case as Yona. We are the original. Nier is the original gestalt. The rise of the relapses was due to an unexpected spike in sentience of replicants. So we're just shells acting like humans. And then we become self-aware that, well, Not self-aware, we become aware that we're what? People? Sentience, we gain sentience. The shells gained sentience of the as replicants, and then combine that with the genetic instability original of us. Poof. That's how we got the relapses. I thought they were going to be dolls. Immediate action must be undertaken to identify the links between this trend and the original Gestalt along with its sister, the relapse case known as Yona. The observer contact group is growing uneasy, so finding a solution to the relapse issue should be considered a top priority. See other reports for more details. This is Popola. Oh, come on, give me more. Come on, man. He is the original replicant. Huh. So I was right, we are killing humans with shades. Doesn't quite yet explain why so. Wonder if replicants can breed.
Yona!
And then that would make that my soul. my warped soul.
This ends here. Strike hard. Hold nothing back.
He's doing the book shit like Grimoire Noir.
How could a mere tool hope to stand against the Shadow Lord?
Don't speak in such a manner, fool. I am nothing like you.
No! Impossible!
Don't relax yet. It's not over.
Sounds like it is.
Be careful!
I know!
Damn it.
It's weird. You can interrupt him by like learning the windows. So
Vice, you alright?
Naturally, I'm as fit as a fiddle.
Wait! Brother?
Yoda. Huh?
Please, just stop. I don't want to do this anymore. I don't need someone else's body. I don't want it. There's another girl inside this body. I can hear her. She won't stop crying. She says she wants to see her brother.
Yoda's been possessed?
This girl loves her brother too, just as much as I do. It's not right, you know? It's not right that she can't see him. you, isn't it?
Yes, it's me. Let's go home.
I'm really sorry. I don't know what to... I'm so very sorry. No matter what. Just know that... I love you.
Hurry! The shade that possessed her is gone.
Uh-oh. Brother's not happy.
Kanye, watch over Yoda for me. You want me to understand your sadness? You think I'm gonna sympathize with you? I swore to protect my sister and my friends. If someone puts them in danger, they must stand aside or be cut down. Now
Nope.
come on! Let's finish this! Vice, what's wrong?
You're freaking me out here, Vice.
What are you doing? Come so... Just do it! Strike the killing blow!
Oh, shit.
One moment, please.
You okay?
Fine, just fine. Alright, no, I'm not.
Vice.
It seems some headstrong idiot has decided to push me beyond my limits. I should have taken that job as a cookbook when I had the chance.
Vice. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Only joking. I hate cookbooks.
But...
Let's go. Out of the way. I have one final task to fulfill.
where are you going?
Why, to stop him, of course. But after that, it's up to you. Only you can see this battle to its conclusion. I wish you luck, my friend.
You can't. I swore I'd always fight by your side.
You are an exceedingly stubborn lad. You know that, yes? Perhaps that's why I've so enjoyed our time together. But I fear this is where our journey ends.
Vice!
Oh, and remember what I told you about using my full name? Well, forget it. I've grown rather fond of Vice.
Vice. I knew you'd come around.
Don't let it go to your head now.
Oh no.
I have something to defend. I have a reason to live. Shadows.
So if you hit from behind, he's still chunk shoot forward. Yeah, okay, sit tight, sister. Shadow sister? Real sister? No more grimoire advice? We just killed our soul. Essentially.
Is Yona all right? Oh God, no.
Oh, please, the girl is fine.
Vice? Where are you? Are you okay?
I am as well as can be, considering I have lost my physical form. Doubtless my voice will be the next to go, so listen closely. Your sister is safe. Do not mourn her, and do not give up hope. Instead, you must call her back to you.
How?
Use your memories. Recall the times you spent with her. Present her with proof that the two of you live still, and that your lives have meaning.
I don't know.
Typical. But take heart. I know you can do it.
What's my favorite food?
Oh, shit.
Cookies.
Oh, God bless. I thought you were gonna have me fucking answer.
What's my favorite book? That's my magic storybook. What's my favorite place? Home with you. What's my favorite flower? The lunar tear, of course. Okay, one more question. Who do I love more than anyone?
Really? You gonna make me put my name? Thank you.
Is that you?
Yona.
Is this my body?
Yes, Yona. It's yours and yours alone.
You look bigger than before. Like you've grown up.
Well, yeah. I guess you haven't seen me for a while.
Have I been asleep this whole time?
Something like that.
It's almost like I'm a princess from some fairy tale.
Oh, Yona. I'm so happy to have you back.
Me too.
Kaine.
You and your sister, you have a good life, okay?
Where are you gonna go?
Guess I'll...
You could stay with us, you know.
Thanks, but I'll pass. You know how it is. I got my own shit to take care of.
What do you mean?
Personal shit, alright? Anyway, take it easy, yeah?
Kaine.
Hey, look. It's beautiful. For the longest time, I heard someone telling me how they wanted to see the light. And now, they can finally see it. Thank you. I love it. It's so sunny today.
Yeah, it sure is.
Huh. That's an ending. That's an ending, alright. The souls, the original human to their bodies, the original owner of the bodies died. Shadow Lord and that shade. And then the clones live on. The clones live on to carry on the human legacy. Huh. Where have I heard that story before? Well, in my defense, I heard that story first on Horizon. I really hope you guys can hear the dog squeaking toy.
deceit, imprisoned in twisting spells. Are we the plaything of fiends, or merely the dreams that we're telling ourselves, telling our stories of danger, fearless attack, specters of pain when pain. All of these faces of our own delusions come back. Have we been fighting in vain? Fighting in
Oh, select the safe file to store your game data. Okay. Library. Oh. A. Exit the clear data save screen. Call her back. A. Ending B. Load your clear data after completing the game to experience Kaine's story. You can now read a departed mother's diary. Wardrobe has been added to the I've already been there. New outfits can be obtained by progressing through a departed mother's diary. Change music has now been added to the game settings section. Options menu. Oh yeah, show me this. Play as Kaine.
Whenever I interacted with Kaine, I was reminded about something from my past. Maybe my mind has been confusing her with my sister this whole time. Anyway...
Oh my god, this shit again. The sound of rain filled the village. The steep cliffs that surrounded the area magnified sound, causing even slicers to rattle like a thunderstorm. Then wisps of smoke streamed from huts of the villagers huddled in their homes and waited out the rain. A single child, however, had braved the downpour and was now wandering slowly toward the wooden, clock-shaped weather vane at the center of town. The wanderer reached the vane, which had existed for as long as anyone could remember, and stared. The child's face was simultaneously delicate and fierce, like a teacup that had survived a shipwreck. Those traits combined with pale white skin to give the face an almost sexless quality. If the beak turns east, I go home. If it stays west, then I... Child blinked. Rain slowly dripped down the young one's short hair and began its long descent to the ground. Come on. Come on. The child felt a slight breeze and watched as the vein slowly creaked to life. Spinning this way and that for a moment, finally settled with the beak pointing firmly toward the east. East? Really? Before the vein could move again, a jagged rock came spinning and tumbling through the air, striking home against the child's head. The force of the blow dropped the child to the ground as a hail of stones began to fall around. Oh no, they found me. A heartbreaking smile crept across the child's face as the stones continued their assault. Through the rain, the sound of multiple footsteps grew louder before a voice rang out. Yoo-hoo, Kaine. The voice belonged to Demo, worst of all the bullies in the area. Kaine struggled to stand. A final stone came skittering through the mud and bounced against her foot. Blood oozed from a cut above her eye and blurred her vision, but she could make out the shapes of Demo and his usual gang of idiots. The boy seemed taken aback for a moment by Kaine's seeming indifference to the blood dripping down from her face, but quickly regained his bravado. What's up, freak? You like the rain? You like getting all wet? Or did you finally decide to run away from home? Though she knew it was futile, Kaine turned to leave. Before she could get more than a few steps, the other children scrambled to surround her, cruelty burning in their eyes. Kaine knew those were not the only eyes on her. The tormentor's parents watched from the safety of their homes. She was attuned to this sensation. It was one she had experienced many times before. While some villagers simply turned a blind eye to the actions of their children, many encouraged it openly. In society ruled by superstition and fear, Kaine was something to be hated and, if possible, destroyed. Didn't say you could leave, freak. Demo's words chewed at her like a warm through an apple. You can't hurt me, she lied to herself. Be strong, be brave. You can't hurt me, you can't hurt me, you can't hurt. Oh, look, the little freak is gonna cry. What's wrong? Oh, you said that everyone hates you and wants you dead? Kaine prayed for the rain to flood down and carry her away from a world that seemed to have no place for her. But if there were gods, they chose to ignore her. As Demo crept over closer, the clouds began to thin and the rain slowed. Even the weather hates me. I'm useless. Failure. I wish Demo's rock had taken my head off. Kaine couldn't meet Demo's leering gaze. She lowered her eyes and stared at the muddy ground below. The bully moved forward until he was inches away. She could smell the scent of old meat on his breath. Ugh. The boy grabbed Kaine's face with thick fingers and yanked it upwards. She tried to turn away, but he forced her gaze back and jammed his thumb against her eyelid to pry it open. Show me. No. Did you just say no? Grinned heavily. You don't say no to me. No one says no to me. Not even taking his attention from Kaine, he called his cohorts. Come on, guys, let's give the freak what she deserves. As soon as Demo finished, kicks and blows began to rain down upon Kaine. Demo paused, still grinning, as Kaine curled into a ball and tried to make the pain stop. I don't get you, freak. What you acting like a girl for, huh? Everyone knows what you really are. Oh, shit. Kaine ignored the question, choosing instead to stare at the weather in vain. It continued to point east, as if supremely confident about the future it had chosen for her. Go home? That's a funny joke for someone with dead parents and no home to go to. Freak, chanted the children. Freak, freak, freak. Kaine closed her eyes and listened to the rain, waiting for the pain to start again. As the clutching hands of the village children closed around her, she bent her mind to the sound of the rain, letting it become her world entire. The rain fell, but the pain never came. Only when the laughter of her tormentors turned to terrified cries did she dare open a single blood-caked eye. Kaine was shocked to see Demo sprawled on the ground, holding his head and screaming in pain. She could see blood welling from spaces between his fat, twisted fingers. God, he's crying. He's actually crying. He pried to their leader. The other children glanced back and forth between themselves as if waiting for someone to step forward to take charge. When no savior emerged, they began an uneasy shuffle away from Kaine. But the young girl was the least of their concerns. Instead, their attention was wrapped on the ancient woman, standing a few feet away. After struggling for breath for a moment, she finally spoke in a voice thick with rage. It's like a bitch, don't it? Now suggest you scatter before I throw another one. If any of you little bastards ever touch my Kaine again, I'll do far worse than throw a rock. You can count on it. The old woman crouched down and gently touched the hand Demo was using to cover the wound. Before he could think to protest, she ground her palm into the wound and twisted back and forth. Ow, he screamed, leaping to his feet. Stop it, what are you doing? Quit whining, ain't no one ever died from a scratch. Hit me with a rock, stupid bitch, a big one. That thing could have killed me. The old woman shrugged. Death is the best cure for stupid. Demo's face twisted with rage at the words. Locking his eyes on Kaine, he took a step backward and spat on the ground. Get out, leave this village, don't want you here, either of you. Seeing the old woman grab another stone, Demo's companions turned tail and ran. As they fled, the old woman grabbed her side and barked out a single laugh. Ah, look at the fat boy go. I guess he's healthy enough to run from a fight. The woman's smile faded as she turned her attention to Kaine. Kneeling down, she removed her shawl and placed it around the young girl's shoulders, then produced a cloth from the folds of her dress and began blotting at the blood on her forehead. Oh, Kaine, why didn't you fight back? You're stronger than a lot. The words of her grandmother stung Kaine as she turned away. Don't be nice to me, she said. I don't deserve it. Nothing matters anymore. Her tears, held in check for so long, finally began to fall in the muddy ground below. Everyone hates me. They think I cause bad things to happen. They think I'm a freak. Wish I was dead. As Kaine's tears turned to sobs, she felt her grandmother's hand on her shoulders. Despite her advanced age and diminutive size, she was a woman of surprising strength, and Kaine found herself unable to turn away. Don't talk like that, girl. The river, wide and deep that flows between the realms of this world and the next, and it grants no mercy to any that attempt to cross them. You have a duty to fight until your last breath. Understand? The old woman tightened her grip and tried to still the tremor in her voice. You know the pain of losing someone close to you, Kaine. You know because you survived it. As the words hit home, Kaine was struck by the force of her love for the old woman. When did she lose, is my question. As a young child, she didn't even know of her grandmother, but when her parents died, the woman quickly accepted her as her own. To answer my question, Grandma, as Kaine called her, was cunning, vulgar, and quick to violence, and their first few years together had not been easy. But with each year that passed, Kaine and her grandmother had grown closer. However, it was only now, sitting in the mud with tears and blood caking her face, that Kaine truly understood the depths of her affection. Here was a woman who had seen her hard times, who had seen death, who had fought through all these things and somehow emerged on the other side. If anyone could understand Kaine's pain and loneliness, it was her. Do I make you sick, Grandma? Of course not, don't be an ass. Kaine drew her grandmother's moth-eaten shawl around her body and shuddered. But my body, it's not normal. If I was normal, then Mom and Dad wouldn't. Hush, interrupted Grandma. I'll not hear another word of this nonsense. You're my granddaughter and I love you, and if folks have a problem with that, they can just go to hell. With that, the old woman reached down and placed a wreath of dried flowers around Kaine's hair. The skill it took to bend the flowers without breaking the stems or losing a single petal was remarkable. The beauty of it made Kaine want to cry all over again. Oh, she's had lunar tears. Grandma, you made this for me? Lunar tears wasn't any flowers. Most people could live their entire lives without ever seeing one. And yet her grandmother had somehow collected a dozen or more. Kaine reached up and touched the wreath as if she couldn't believe it was real. Where did you find these? Just stumbled on them when I was out doing the shopping. The old woman turned away as she spoke, leading Kaine to suspect that the search had been more difficult than she was letting on. The pains she took to construct the ornament, let alone track down the flowers used in this construction, made Kaine's heart hurt. She reached up and gently adjusted the wreath, admiring the weight it felt between her fingers. They didn't quite turn out right, said her grandmother as she squinted at it. These old hands have trouble with delicate work. But it sure looks good on a pretty girl like you. Kaine blushed and turned away. You think I'm pretty? Of course you are. What a dumb shit thing to say. What a fool thing to say. Thank you, Grandma. Her grandmother smiled. We're gonna be fine, you and me, she said. As long as we got each other, we'll be just fine. Kaine took her grandmother's hand in hers, and the two of them struggled to their feet. As they began the long walk home, Kaine gripped the hand with all her might, as if trying to stop smoke from turning away in the wind. The rain had stopped. Kaine stood beneath the weather vane and watching it spin in lazy circles, no longer caring about the direction it faced when it stopped. I'm ready to escape. I have a home now. Grandma loves me and that's enough. Even if it's us against the world. Connie let her gaze drift past the vein and into the cloudy sky. The last faint hints of shadow were slowly fading. As she turned and headed for home, the light scattered into a million particles vanished, seemingly taken away in the breeze. Kaine's dreams. Daily life. In the distance, Kaine heard the steady sounds of an axe striking wood. The noise had a purposeful quality to it, as if she was hearing a master woodman go about his work. The firewood being produced, however, was as far from a work of art as could be. Pieces of every shape and size were being flung about a barren yard was wild abandon. Anyone trying to stack such wood would probably die of frustration before the job was through. Stupid piece of shit axe. Kaine's grandmother flailed away with the axe, filling the air with both splinters of wood and words that would make the most hardened sailor blush. "Grandma!" called Kaine. "That you, Kaine?" yelled the old woman, taking her eyes off the wood for a moment. Don't get too close or I might take your goddamn foot off by mistake." She brought the axe down on a piece of wood, sending chips flying in every direction. One spun past kinda close enough for her to hear the whistle, at which point she decided to step back. Once she'd scuttled to a safe distance, she cupped her hands around her mouth and shouted, "Grandma! Do you need help? I can get you water or lunch or a new axe or something." The axe, poised to strike another wobbly blow, paused in midair. The old woman considered her grandmother's offer for a moment and smiled. "Tell you what, since I'm doing such a piss-poor job of chopping, why don't you come here and take over so I can get the water? Shades have been restless lately, and I don't want you running into one of them bastards." Relinquishing the axe, her grandmother picked up a long pole with the wooden buckets on either end. Gathering water was by far the more difficult of two jobs, but Kaine knew better than to complain. Once Grandma's mind was set, there was no changing it. Kaine did her best to help with the chores, but Grandma took every task required to travel to the village. Though she had a long list of possible excuses, Kaine knew the real reason. She didn't want her granddaughter to be taunted and harassed by the villagers. Once Kaine moved in, Grandma decided to take up residence at a good distance from the area. Out of sight, out of mind seemed to be the best policy when it came to the villagers and her granddaughter, and rare were the days when any but the two of them could be found on the rocky acre of land they called home. Kaine enjoyed the solitude, but harbored a secret resentment that her grandmother was forced to spend her golden years in such a place. After watching her grandmother leave, Kaine turned her attention to the task at hand. She had never chopped wood before in her life, and soon discovered why the old man hated the door. Swing after swing of the axe produced only a tiny crack in the wood, and when she finally managed to connect with a solid stroke, the tool embedded itself into the lock and refused to budge. Frustrated, Kaine swung the axe around her head and threw it, log and all, across the yard. Damn it! Damn it! Crap. She suddenly understood the joy her mother felt in hers. Happier now, she picked up the axe, forced it from the wood, and resumed chopping. She had a natural skill with the blade, but the task was challenging, and the blisters soon began to form on her small, weak hands. Stuff. My logs are all weird sizes. Beating on her hand and ignoring the pain, Kaine redoubled her efforts. Just as she was developing a rhythm, Grandma returned from the village. Setting down her buckets with a small sigh, she took one look at the logs and coughed out a wheezy laugh. "Pretty clumsy, girl. You better practice if you..." Her grandmother suddenly collapsed on her knees, causing one of the buckets to wobble precariously. Eyes wide, Kaine dropped the axe and ran to her grandmother's side. "Grandma!" The old woman shook her head and pointed a trembling finger at the bucket. "Get the bucket. Can't let it spill." Kaine settled the bucket with a foot as she knelt by her grandmother. A small bit of water sloshed over the side and made a new home in the hem of her dress, but Kaine didn't notice. "Grandma? Grandma, what's happening?" Crazed with panic, she grabbed her grandmother by the shoulders and shook. After a moment, the woman lifted her arms and batted Kaine away. "Stop that, just stop," she cried, breathing heavily. "It ain't like I'm dying. Just tired from the trip is all." Kaine desperately wanted to believe her, but one look at the old woman's shaking hands and worn face told her more than words ever could. Her grandmother had lived a long, hard life, and it seemed the bill was finally coming due. The time when her grandmother watched over Kaine was ending. Sooner than either of them interfered, the positions would be reversed. Next morning, Kaine came to the side of her grandmother's bed and took her both hand. "Grandma, you're sick. You need medicine. I'm going to the village." The old woman shook her head and tried to rise, but Kaine gently pushed her down. "It's all right," she said. "I'll be fine." Your grandmother fixed her with a gaze that could melt steel. After what seemed an eternity, she finally lowered her eyes and sighed. Oh, I don't like it, goddammit. Well, I guess I should quit being so stubborn and let you grow up. The old woman watched as Kaine strapped on her boots and made her way down to the road to the village. Hours later, as an unseen sun made its way across a dark and rainy sky, she was still watching. Kaine moved at a brisk pace, checking her pockets every few minutes to make sure the money her grandmother gave her was still there. Every noise caused her to spin on her heels, making sure she wasn't. Put on her boots and then heels. Sure. Making sure she wasn't being stalked by a shade or worse, Demo and his gang. But she encountered neither tormentors nor shades, and Kaine finally got herself at the entrance of the village. The few adults she could see glanced sideways at her, then muttered to each other behind raised hands before sinking away into the shadows. Her heart racing, Kaine took a series of rapid, shallow breaths and tried to calm herself. I have to prove myself. I have to help Grandma. We have to be strong. She chanted those words to herself over and over as she slowly made her way. Finally, her eyes settled on a rotund older woman who was angrily waving her arms in the air and telling everyone who would listen exactly what she thought of Kaine's presence. "Hey lady," said Kaine with a bravado she did not feel. "Where's the apothecary?" The woman's flabby cheek shook in a bewildered anger. How dare this thing speak to me? They seemed to say. Kaine saw that her eyes held a different emotion. Fear. Yeah, we're both scared, lady. Spend this one. Which way? Kaine repeated. The woman pointed at a small building to her right before hitching up her dress and stumbling off in the other direction. Kaine cringed, expecting a stone to come flying from the dissembled crowd, but none came. Her mind was filled with a strange sense of pride as she made her way to the apothecary. But the new emotion had a little time to take root, for as soon as she opened the door, she noticed a familiar customer at the counter. It was Demo. He'd clearly been sent here on some kind of family errand because his gang has followed him nowhere to be found. Oh my god, he sputtered. What are you doing here, freak? The insult was delivered without force, and Kaine happily ignored it. Stretching on tiptoes to see over the counter, she asked the shopkeeper for medication. Barked Demo. That old bitch finally keel over? Go to hell, Demo. The boy's eyes grew so wide they seemed ready to fall out of his head, but before he could let fly a comeback, or worse, a punch, the apothecary told him to knock it off before he kicked him out of the store. Demo slunk out of the shop, cursing Kaine under his breath. Once he was gone, she allowed herself to breathe once more, taking a brief tour of the shop while the owner prepared her medication. Countless tiny bottles filled the cramped store, each with a label written in some indecipherable language. A notion of aroma assaulted her nose, creating a scent that was exotic but not altogether unpleasant. Seeing such a variety of supplies gave Kaine a sense of peace. Surely in a world so vast there would be a place that she can call home. On the far wall behind the counter rested the portrait of a stunning young girl. The picture had once contained bright and vibrant colors, but time had worked its cruel magic, and they were beginning to fade. The beauty of the work, however, remained undiminished. You like that picture? Kaine turned to find the apothecary with a small vial of medicine in his hand. His eyes were gentle but sad, and they seemed to stare through her into nothing as he spoke. My daughter. I sketched it when she was just a little girl. She's been dead for a long time now. Kaine didn't know how to respond. She just stared at the portrait and tried to come up with the right words. Pictures are wonderful things, continued the shopkeeper. Let the one closest to you live on forever. He shook his head slightly and then looked down at Kaine and smiled, handing her the medicine. He reached into his sizable green apron and produced a handful of old wax crayons. You should have these. There's no one left that I wish to draw. Kaine took an instinctive step back, causing the shopkeeper's face to darken. Yes, I've heard the rumors about you, he said. It's a small village, and the word travels quickly. When you and me, I'm not sure which of them to believe. I also don't think they matter much. I know your grandmother, Callie, and I think the way she was driven out of this town is just deplorable. Grandma's name was Callie? Thought Kaine suddenly. She was still mulling this new fact over in her mind as she reached down and took the cramps from the apothecary's hands. Your grandmother's an old friend of mine, he said as Kaine scooted away yet again, and I owe her much. I wagered she would like it if you drew a picture of her. Yes, I think she would like that very much. Kaine murmured a quiet agreement, but inside her heart was bursting. Never before had a villager treated her with anything but complete contempt. was a tiny, almost imperceptible step, but it was a step nonetheless. And with enough tiny steps, she might one day discover the rest of the world. When Kaine returned home, she found her grandmother asleep in her bed. Her feet were blackened and raw, even bleeding a bit in places, leading Kaine to think she had been pacing around the room until exhaustion finally caught up with her. She placed the medicine by her grandmother's pillow and turned to leave, but found the old woman's hand clasped around her arm. "Back already, are you?" asked her grandma with a yawn. "Come here, let me have a look at you." Grandma sat up and examined Kaine from head to toe, finally satisfied that nothing terrible had befallen the grandchild. She leaned back and allowed herself to relax. "Well, how was it? Those bastards give you any trouble?" "It's kind of fun," said Kaine with a small smile. No, seriously, it was. "Fun, huh?" asked her grandmother in a voice which implied she believed anything but. "Uh-huh. But anytime you need me to run an errand, just let me know." As she spoke, Kaine removed the crayons from her pocket. After a brief exclamation of their swords, she informed her grandmother that she was going to sketch her a portrait. "A portrait of me? Ridiculous. No one wants to stare at a wrinkled old crone." "But Grandma, it'll make you live forever." "Poor shit," said her grandmother, throwing back the sheet from her bed. "Living forever would just piss me off. I'll put those crayons away and help with dinner." But Kaine would not relent. In the end, Grandma found herself leaning against the wall of their house as if posing for a master artist. Kaine took up the crayons, eyed her subject carefully, and set to work. Just as the grandmother was about to nod off, Kaine finished a piece. After staring at it for a bit, she released her grip, let it slowly drift to the floor. "Terrible. Doesn't look like you at all." It's like, Ma, I thought these crayons would, you know, make... There's a quotation missing. "It's terrible. It doesn't look like you at all. I'm sorry, Grandma. I thought these crayons would, you know, make drawing easy or something." The old woman's eyes narrowed at her granddaughter's disappointment. "Let me be the judge of that," she said, ignoring the pain in her back and reaching out the paper. The sketch could have been a person's face. It also could have been a boulder, a lump of clay, or an incredibly misshapen loaf of bread, all rendered into a chaotic array of colors. The old woman stared at the picture for a long time, and slowly wheezed out a laugh. "Oh, Kaine," she said between laughter, "you truly are my blood. You're as clumsy as me and I love it. But I shan't hear any more bull about how ugly you think it is. It came from the heart, and I'll treasure it always." True to her word, the old woman gave the picture a place of honor above the kitchen table. In the days that followed, Kaine would often catch her staring at the portrait with a strange smile on her face, an action she interpreted as silent, mocking laughter. A week later, Kaine could stand it no more and asked her grandmother to take the artwork down. "Hush," said the old woman. "I'll take this down when they roll me in my shroud." She pondered this for a bit, and then turned to Kaine and dropped to one knee. "Listen to me, girl. Seeing this picture makes me happy in a way I've never felt before. And it makes me want to go on, so that someday you can feel that same happiness." It was a moment that burned itself into Kaine's memory, a perfect blend of pride and love and joy that came together to form a lifelong remembrance. She swore to never forget this moment, to never forget this old woman who had made her place in the world possible. Time moves on. People memories move in and out of life, not of lives like ghosts passing through a hall. This moment will be different, Kaine swore, because I will remember it forever. Forever. Ah, God. This sucks. Kaine listened to the sound of crackling firewood and stared at the black object on her plate. She'd been pushing it around from the wooden disc for a good 10 minutes, ignoring the bemused stare of her grandmother. Finally, she summoned her courage and gave the object a brief sniff. A sharp, bitter scent flew up her nostrils and made its home there, causing her face to twist with disgust. "Grandma, I can't believe I'm going to eat a bug." The old woman threw some more wood under the cooking pot and snorted. "It's no bug, you fool girl. It's a berry." "Why the hell would I be feeding you bugs?" Well, it looks like a bug," said Kaine. "I think it's burnt or something because it smells terrible." With that, Kaine held her nose and threw the berry in her mouth, chewing as little as possible. "Oh yeah, that's terrible, alright." "Oh, you little brat," laughed the old woman. "Look at the sass on you. You've been spending too much time with me, and that's a fact." 5 years had passed since the moment when Kaine's grandmother saved her from the bullies. As is often the way with two stubborn people, their relationship had grown in fits and starts, but moved forward all the same. Meals that used to be somber affairs were now filled with laughter and hurled abuse in equal measure. Kaine could not remember a time when she had been happier. As the years went by, Kaine started to shoulder more and more of the daily responsibilities. Her grandmother's legs grew weaker by the day, and she could no longer do many of the chores she used to take for granted. And so this morning, found Kaine lacing up her work boots with a breakfast of burned berry rolling through her belly. "Where are you going today?" asked Grandma suddenly. Kaine looked up surprised. The old woman rarely asked for specifics anymore. "I was going to check out the kelma trees and see if they were ripe. I thought we could make some jam or something. Oh, and I'm going to pick up some flagstones, so I need to take the wheelbarrow." "Flagstones? What the hell for?" Kaine stared at her grandmother, then held out an arm and swept it around their home. She hugged herself. Constructed mostly of cloth, rope, and rubble, the old place sagged like a box in the final round. "Grandma, the dying cat could chew through this house. When did I build a not our body. Actually meant the home. Fuck me. Grandma, a dying cat could chew through this house. I'm going to build a stone wall so we have some protection." The old woman laughed, exposing her toothless grin to the world. "Goddamn, girl, if a bunch of thieves want to ransack this old place, let them come. They got nothing worth stealing anyway. I'm not worried about the thieves, I'm worried about the shades. People saw one west of the village yesterday." The old woman tilted her head and stared at her granddaughter. "Well, shit. Shit. Yeah, I like shit better. Well, shit. I don't know why you have to do it today. You can worry about it some other. Grandma, no. I don't go to the kelma trees. We won't eat tonight. You know that." A confused expression passed across the old woman's face, and for a moment she was a small child lost at a carnival. "Yes," she said after a bit. "Yes, of course you're right. I'm sorry, Kaine. Lately it seems my mind is..." He didn't finish the thought, instead walking over to her nightstand and gently taking the wreath of lunar tears from the jar. Whatever. Flower's petals had aged to a brilliant whiteness, and Kaine thought it was more beautiful now than the day she first received it. "You're gonna be a true woman soon," Grandma said as she placed the flowers in the girl's hair. "So that means less chatter about shades and building defensive walls, and more talk about how beautiful you've become." Annoyed, Kaine reached up to remove the garland, but the look on her grandmother's face stopped her hand. "You're a beautiful thing," said the old woman. "There ain't another like you in all the world. I'm very proud of you." "Okay, Grandma, it's enough goddamn compliments for one day. What's your mouth on you? Where did that come from?" "Gee, no wonder. I'll teach you to sass me, girl," yelled Grandma. Suddenly, she lurched forward and grabbed Kaine by the ears, pulling her around the room with a crazed grin on her face. "Grandma!" yelled Kaine in a quaking voice. "Grandma, stop it! What the hell?" The old woman stared at her and blinked, and slowly held her wrinkled hands out as if it was the first time she had ever seen them. Oh, I don't know what happened there. I'm sorry, girl. Sometimes my mind just..." Kaine thought the look on her grandmother's face was the most heartbreaking thing she had ever seen. "Listen," she began. "Maybe I should stay home after all. No, I won't have you stay here to keep an eye on an old lodger like me. You go get your fruit and your wall and whatnot. I'll be fine. And when you come back, I'll have a nice grasshopper dinner waiting for you." Kaine rolled her eyes and kissed her grandmother in the forehead and made ready to depart, trying desperately to ignore the worry that was gnawing at the walls of her heart. Kaine could feel the old woman's eyes watching her as she moved down the path. Don't turn around, she told herself. In the end, temptation was too great. She spun on her heel for one final look and saw a small, bent woman standing in front of a ramshackle hut with a sad expression on her face. God, she looks so old now. It's like the wind could reach down and just carry her away. Kaine worried about her grandmother all day, causing her work to suffer. What little fruit she could collect was tossed carelessly into the wheelbarrow, and she only found a couple of stones before losing interest in the project. Finally, as dusk approached, she decided to call it a day. Cursing herself for the lack of focus, Kaine pushed the nearly empty wheelbarrow back down the path. As she crested the final hill, she suddenly froze in place. The wheelbarrow fell from her fingers and collapsed on its side, sending a few pieces of wrinkled brown fruit rolling back down the hill. Her gaze was transfixed by a thick, black cloud that hovered just ahead. Tracing its path with a finger, Kaine suddenly felt her stomach knot in on itself. No. Oh God, no. Her grandmother's house was ablaze, the flames licking up as if trying to touch the sky itself. Grandma? Grandma? Kaine ran then, faster than she had ever moved in her life. Once she tripped on the stone and went sprawling into the rocky ground, but she leapt to her feet and continued running, unmindful of the blood that spilled from her wounded hands and knees. As she got closer and closer, Kaine's mind began to race in time with her footfalls. It's too dark. It's too dark. Not just fire. Can't be fire. Too much smoke. Gotta save her. Gotta save her. She burst into the front yard and came to a sudden halt. Her worst suspicions confirmed. Smoke from the fire was mingling with the thick, inky blackness of an enormous shade. The massive creature supported itself on 3 twisted feet and achieved a balance through means of a large armored tail. Scales, horns, and claws spread out from its body in a random chaotic pattern, giving it the appearance of a lizard designed by some insane god. Seeing Kaine, it let out a roar and flicked its tail, sending a small whirlwind spinning around the yard. For a moment, the creature retreated into a shimmering inky blackness, as if her mind wasn't able to comprehend that such a thing could actually exist. But then the smell hit her, a blend of rotted meat and excrement. The horror became real once more. The creature bellowed again, and this time Kaine responded with a scream of her own. "Oh, you bastard," she thought as her scream echoed off from the high cliffs around them. "It's you or me, let's go." Rotted meat and shit. That's a wonderful smell. The shade eyed Kaine with bemused interest, and then it began looking from her to the house and back again, as if urging her to look at the destruction it so gleefully wrought. With dread building in her heart, Kaine glanced toward the house. Through the smoke and flames, she spotted a small figure struggling to escape the ruins. "Grandma!" At the sound of her voice, the woman began waving frantically. "She's alive," thought Kaine. "Alive!" Kaine's legs sprang to life as she raced across the yard toward the flaming wreck of the house. Before she could advance more than a few steps, the shade opened its mouth and let out a roar of powerful to uproot trees and send them flying. The blast hit Kaine tumbling through the air before smashing her against the rocky earth. Stars danced in front of her eyes as she tried to remember how her legs worked. As she tried, not as if. Get up, get up, get up, get up, get up, get up, now! As Kaine struggled to her feet, the shade stomped toward the house and pinned her grandmother to the ground with the tip of its claw. It's the tip of a claw. The old woman struggled to move the claw from her stomach, but she might well have been pushing a mountain. Those drums just kicked in, huh? Wow. She coughed briefly, sending a small spray of blood into the air and collapsed to the ground, her energy spent. Kaine lurched to her feet, only to fall back to earth with a gasp. Her ankles were on fire. One or both of them were surely broken. Ignoring the pain that screamed through her body, she began dragging herself across the ground, leaving a drunken trail of dust and blood in her wake. "Grandma, hold her in. Hold on just a little longer." Her grandmother's face was turning blue, her eyes rolling back until only the whites were exposed. Kaine pulled herself across the ground with maddening stillness, the distance seeming to increase with every second that passed. The shade glanced between the two women and flicked out his tongue, its giant mouth turning up at the corners. Short, panting breaths belched from somewhere deep inside its core. Laughing at us? She had no idea how such a mindless creature could experience emotion, but there could be no doubt the shade was taking joy in her suffering. I see your plan. The shade moved its claws slightly, allowing Grandma to breathe again. It was clearly keeping her alive, only to snuff out her life when Kaine was close enough to touch her. I'm gonna kill this bastard. Summoning all of her strength, Kaine rose to her feet. There was a sickening snap from her right ankle as the foot twisted backwards, but she forced it from her mind and began to hobble toward the monster. Pulling a small knife from her pouch at her waist, she leapt on the foot that pinned her grandma and plunged the weapon deep. "Give her back," she screamed. "Give her back to me." Like stabbing a rock, after a few swipes the knife broke, hilt with a dull snap. The shade panted laughter again, then raised its tail and sent it rushing through the air toward the young girl that was lashed at its foot. Kaine never had a chance. The tail struck her square in the chest and sent her crashing into the burning wreckage of the home. As she lay on the ground with blood pooling from multiple wounds, a small, weak voice spoke up. "Kaine?" Kaine's vision blurred, but she forced herself to focus on the sound. Finally, her eyes cleared enough for her to make out her grandmother's hands reaching out to her through the smoke. "Grandma?" "Kaine, you gotta run. You can't best this one." Kaine grabbed the hands and held out all her strength. "Grandma, come on, we have to go." The old woman coughed loudly. One of her hands, slick with blood, slipped from Kaine's grasp and thumped to the ground below. "Grandma, no, no." I said, run, goddammit. You have to live. You have to get through. She died. The thought would say forever unfinished. Before she could say another word, the shade's clawed foot descended, smashing through the remains of the roof and down upon the shattered figure of the old woman. Oh god. Blood oozed from the gaps in the creature's toes as the terrible putrid smell assaulted Kaine's nose once again. She stared at the foot, dumbfounded, convinced that what she was seeing could not possibly be real. When the creature finally lifted its appendage, all that remained underneath was a twisted, unrecognizable mass of rubble and red. Her grandmother was gone. Kaine blinked, trying to feel the hand which had been in hers just for a moment. For a fleeting instant, she could remember the warmth of that embrace, the trembling of the fingers, but then the sensation drifted away on the breeze and it was gone. Memories flashed through Kaine's mind, one after the other, faster and faster, until it became a meaningless jangle of noise. Kaine screamed then, a thunderous sound that echoed off of the cliffs and seemed to roll away forever. The shade eased forward, black ichor pouring from its mouth and dissolving into smoke onto the ground below. And the earth shook with every step as it crept toward its prey. Kaine's body slowly rose as if controlled by a mad puppet master. Her arms and legs were bent at impossible angles, her head lolled dangerously to the side. Yet somehow she banished the sand. Staring at the shade, her eyes began to glow with a deep red fire. The creature, so confident this moment before, took a slow, hesitant step backward, trying to discern if this broken human could possibly pose a threat. Kaine seized the moment, laughing like a madwoman. She leapt into the air and plunged the shattered hilt of her knife deep into the leg of the shade. The shade shook Kaine off like a fly, sending her crashing to the earth once again. Her chest arose and fell slowly, as if a great weight were resting on it. Moist sounds of pain echoed through her mind. Something warm and thick oozed from her ears. Is that blood? I think it is. I think I'm bleeding to death. No, can't die. Grandma told me to live. Deep inside Kaine's mind, something finally broke. The sound, the pain, the smoke and flames. All of it faded away until that remained was a single incantation repeated over and over again. Your battery is low. Kill it. Kill it. Jesus. Kill it now. As the spark that was Kaine slowly began to flicker and die. She felt her desire to kill and her desire to live blend into one. The distance between heartbeats grew longer and longer and longer. It's almost to be born.
The beast approaches.
Oh, I know.
Creature must have. How did it even survive these past 5 years?
I'm not gonna let this happen again. It dies today. My sword feels lighter.
It's not the blade, but the skill of the user. Strike it down.
He did. Again. And these rooms. Encounter. More dialogue. Thank you. Gently. Weakly. Softly. The shade, sure that his tormentor was dead, turned and stomped off toward the horizon, stomping along the way to bellow one final roar. Couldn't kill it. Shamed beyond imagining, Annie tried to turn her head to the side, but only succeeded in coughing up a huge gout of blood. It was getting difficult to see, and only after a moment of fierce concentration did she realize that her left eye was gone. What? Laughing to herself, she turned her remaining eye to the ruins of her home and noticed a ragged stump of arm resting a few feet away. Yeah, that's mine, she thought with a mad giggle. This is gonna make clapping a real package. Cried a sudden voice from the depths of her mind. Finally gonna die, are you? Well, you had it coming. How the hell do you know? She thought the unseen assailant. Go to hell before I pluck out your eyes and feed them to a dog. The voice of her childhood terror evaporated into smoke, only to be replaced by another, more recent voice. Hold still, said the apothecary, materializing from the ruins like a ghost. I want to draw you. That way you can live forever. No. Stop. Wait. What? Don't want to live forever. I want to die right here. I see, he said quietly. Well, if that's what you want. The spectral shopkeeper fluttered in and out of existence for a moment, then produced a piece of paper and sketched quickly. After a few seconds, he turned the page to Kaine and smiled. Since you rejected my offer, I decided to draw someone else. It was a picture of her grandmother, real as life. Kaine opened her mouth to thank the man, but stopped as the picture began to blacken in the middle. Before she could say anything, dozens of multi-legged insects began to swarm across the image, tearing at it with sharpened pincers. Stop, no, don't hurt that picture. Kaine reached out with the remaining arm and waved futilely at the air. To her surprise, the insects fell off the picture and to the ground below, where they vanished into tiny black tendrils of smoke. Relieved, Kaine turned her good eye back to the picture, only to open her mouth in a silent scream. The sketch now showed her grandmother as she truly was, a smashed, unrecognizable of nothing. The apothecary smiled and broke into a jolly dance. See that? He cried as he danced a jig. Perfect now. She looks just like you. I look like that? Oh god. Oh god, I'm gonna die. I'm gonna die. Drowning in despair, Kaine laid her head back in the mud and smoke of her ruined house and waited for the end to come. But just before she let everything go, an unfamiliar voice began whispering in her ear. Ain't you got a wish, Sunshine? The voice was vulgar and fierce at the same time, as if insanity had somehow found a way to take form. Kaine wanted to scream as the voice crawled under her skin, but her lungs refused to work. You know, a wish, like a prayer or something? Why don't you get on your knees and start praying to heaven? Please, invisible man in the sky, save me. Save me. Ha ha ha. Kaine finally resorted to shouting at the voice in her mind. I don't make wishes. They don't come true for me. I'm a cursed freak. Should be left to die. The other voice boomed in her ears. Oh god, you are the best. Kaine glanced down and saw a black, shiny substance oozing from her legs. She tried to brush it away, but her remaining arm would no longer respond. The substance slowly crept around her feet, and then began moving up toward the rest of her body. Is this death? Is this what it's like? Or is my mind just losing itself? She could feel the slime oozing upward, feel the hot, searing pain it left in its wake. Whatever else might be happening, she was still alive, and this was real. Come on, said the voice. Let it go. Kaine tried to ignore the voice and concentrate on the pain. The newcomer would have none of it. Don't ignore me, Sunshine. You're ready to give up, ready to die. So why not let me live it? What? Your body. Come on, give it to me. Give it to me. I want to sit on the ground, feel the rain, taste the wind. The voice paused as if licking its lips. When it resumed, it was filled with mad, unabated joy. I want to take your hands and use them to choke the goddamn life out of people. I want to tear out their throats and bathe in the blood, just like before. Just like before? In response, Kaine shifted her head and vomited. The warmth of it crept down her front and mingled with the pain of the encroaching black ooze. You a shade? Yeah, maybe. What of it? The slime reached her face and crept up past her nose and slowly oozed into the socket of her missing eye. The moment it touched her brain, Kaine was struck by the most powerful sensation she'd ever felt in her life. It was ecstasy. She wanted to scream with delight, but all she could manage was a small whispered moan. Feels good, don't it? Asked the voice with a chuckle. What can I say? I know how to please the ladies. Now give me that body. Come on, give me the body and I'll give you more of this feeling. It's a fair trade. A black lump began to protrude from Kaine's side. As she watched, it grew longer and thicker, eventually taking the form of her missing arm. I can see better, she thought. My eye must be growing back too. The slime reached up to envelop the rest of her face, but she managed to brush it away. Stop, she whispered, marveling how she had regained her voice. Stop. The black ooze hesitated, as if considering this request, then quickly shimmered down her body, before disappearing in a cloud of smoke. Now what the hell, sunshine? Screamed the voice. We had a deal. I thought you wanted to die. Grandma said, can't die yet. A brief image of her grandmother, bloodied and broken, flashed before her eyes. She saw the shade that had killed her, and heard its mocking laughter, then closed her eyes and forced the image from her mind. Her whole body was quaking with rage. When she opened her eyes again, they burned bright red. Thing took my grandmother. I have to kill it before I die. Then I glanced down and saw a mysterious pattern. The pattern of the shades burned itself into her left arm. Well, I'll be damned, said the voice cheerfully. Look at that, sunshine. I think you and me are going to be good friends now. Kaine stared intently at her arm. The more emotional she felt, the more letters seemed ready to puncture her skin and begin infecting the rest of her body. The arm clearly had a will of its own now. Stop, gotta stop. Holding her left arm in her right, Kaine took a deep breath and tried to calm herself. Ah, don't fight it, pleaded the voice. Hate's my favorite dish and I'm hungry. Let it go. Feel the anger. Burn with the fire of revenge, thirst for blood. Then go out there and shut up, get the hell out of my body. Your body? Well, that's rich, sunshine. Real rich. Look, why don't you just up and die so I can have this body all to myself? What do you say? I bet those buddies of yours in the air would love to see you dead. Kaine grabbed a nearby shard of glass and tried to saw off the shade-infected portion of her side. Before she could, the darkened left arm grabbed her right wrist, crushing it. Kaine screamed and dropped the shard at the sound of bone crunching on bone. Bone crunching on bone filled the air. Stupid idiot girl, you're possessed now, sunshine. There ain't no going back. The voice laughed again, a loud, long wail that seemed to go on without end. Possessed? whispered Kaine. Yeah, possessed. You and me? We got what you might call a timeshare arrangement. Remember how folks used to think you were a freak? Well, wait till they get a load of you now. Kaine looked up, tears in her eyes. The sky seemed smaller somehow, darker. Is this because of that shade? Is this how they see the world? So, listen, heard the voice. I know this whole possession thing seems a bit sudden, but it ain't all bad. There's plenty in it for you, too. I'm a very powerful creature, sunshine. The power belongs to you. You got enemies? People you want to kill? Make that happen. That little fat kid who kept picking on you? That big old shade that squashed your granny? We'll wrap them up in their own assholes. No more abuse for you, sunshine. No more pain. Wait. You're a shade. Why would you help me kill another shade? What, do you think I'm some kind of racist? Some killing snob? I don't give a goddamn who you murdered, honey pants. I just want to drink the blood from the well. I like that. Kaine considered as she struggled to her feet, the power of the shade coursing through her. The smoke from her house was drifting away with the wind, and she enjoyed the way the cool evening breeze felt on her new left arm. After a long pause, the voice spoke up again. So, how about it? You and me? We could have some good times together. Look, I'll even take care of the bloody part if you don't want. Fuck off, asshole. I'll handle the killing. Look at you go. Oh, sunshine, we're gonna have so much fun. So, listen, my name's Tyrion, and if you ever need me, I'll just be hanging out in this piece of meat you call a heart. Now get to it. The more you kill, the more your heart turns rotten and sour. And I like rotten and sour. You're in Taryn. Do I know that name somewhere? Fanny found herself nodding at the voice. Yeah. Yeah, I think it's gonna work. I'm gonna find that shade and I'm gonna strangle him out with his own guts. And when I'm done, it's the same to you, Tyrion. Count on it. I have shit bigger than you, so good luck with that. Oh, and hey, one more thing. Right now, you and me are sharing this body. But if you ever run out of hate, if you ever, go soft, then I gotta take over everything. So keep on killing, Sunshine. Watch your back. The voice grew fainter and gradually faded away, fading to somewhere deep inside. Kaine herself? Kaine waited until she was sure the voice was gone, then waved her new left arm around a few times. It feels perfectly normal, she thought. It feels like mine. Desperately, she began poking and prodding at the new limb, determined to find something wrong with it. She didn't want it to feel normal. That would mean the creature inside of her had already won. I am not a shade. I am a Kaine. Repeating this mantra in her mind, she slowly began digging through the rubble of her house, being careful to ignore a certain red-stained spot in the corner. Finally, after what seemed like an eternity of heartbreaking work, she found what she was looking for. It was the wreath of lunar tears. Though it had been through hell and back, the garland's petals were as bright as ever. Kaine started to place it in her hair, and slowly lowered the wreath and stared at it. Sorry, Grandma. I'm so sorry. I don't deserve to wear this anymore. I'm possessed, corrupted a freak. And this time I don't think there's any going back. Holding the flowers to her heart, Kaine fell to the ground and sobbed. As night gradually lightened to dawn, and the people of the area arose to their daily lives, she remained in that position, as if tears could somehow wash away the horrors that now infected her world.
Alive! Stay alive! Stay alive!
Grandma.
Kaine, you gotta live! You gotta come back to us!
You came back to me. Bless you.
Oh, hey.
Stop that.
Emil, you were the one calling me, weren't you?
You're still happy, aren't you, Cora?
You
Look at
still
you.
recognize me?
Of course. I knew you right away.
Thank you, Kaine.
Welcome back, Kaine.
Wow, you grew up. So, how long has it been?
5 years.
Shit. That's a long time. Any luck with Yona?
We are still no closer to finding her. We need a way to locate the Shadow Lord.
By the way, this is for you.
Is that a lunar tear?
It's not as good as your grandmother's, but I tried.
No, it's great. Thank you.
Kaine waking from her long petrified sleep. Emil's unflagging kindness. Our reunion was a happy one, and we let it wash over us like rain. That is, until Devila and Popola had to go and ruin it all. Are you kidding me? You can't be serious!
Please try to understand. People are tired and scared, and I'm sorry. I'm sorry you have to bear the brunt of that.
This is crap, and you know it.
It's okay. We can sleep outside.
No one's sleeping outside. You and Kaine saved this village, and now they want to run you out?
People are afraid of us. And really, I understand. As long as you're still with us, I can deal with it. Right, Kaine?
I'm used to sleeping outside.
But...
We'll see you later.
Sorry about this.
Oh, you're not, you fucking androids.
What is the matter?
Kaine always sleeps outside. I never thought about that until just now. Never even occurred to me. Damn it.
We should turn in.
Ooh. Let me play as Kaine, let me play.
I didn't get much sleep that night.
I'm not playing as Kaine. Fuck.
For the first time in my life, I hated Devila. For the first time in my life, I doubted Popola. But those feelings are pointless in the end. They said and did what they did for the sake of the village. To protect it from the horror of the Shades. Really, how can I blame Devila and Popola? In the end, I'm just as bad. Because I never once stopped to think about Kaine and Emil's situation myself.
Why is that a straight black screen? That's weird. Why didn't it show fucking the dialogue?
I should apologize to Kaine and Emil. But... what good would that even do?
I got a fire going, Kaine.
Wait, is that...
Campfires are weird, aren't they? I'm so happy to get to talk to you again, Kaine.
Yeah, me too.
I tried everything I could think of to save you, you know. I polished you with a special cloth. I poured warm water over you.
Wait, you poured water on me?
Yeah, but it didn't really do much except make you all shiny.
Hey, Emil. Thanks for saving me.
I guess you noticed how I look different now.
I'm sorry, Emil. I'm sorry for all of it.
Well, I mean, this new form isn't all bad, you know? At least I can look at you when we talk, right? Hey, so why don't you tell me something about yourself?
I'm not very interesting. Sorry.
Come on, I just want to know you better. Please?
Fine. This all happened when I was a kid, before the whole shade possession thing. My body is... different. And when the villagers found out about it, they started treating me like a freak. But one person, my grandmother, accepted me just as I was. No matter how bad things got, she gave me the strength to keep going.
She's really special to you, huh?
Yeah.
Oh, hey! That gives me an idea. Since we cured your petrification, we should start looking for a way to cure your possession in my body. I know we can do it if we all work together. Heck, it'll probably be super easy.
Let me guess. More warm water?
Okay, can we just forget I told you about that?
That's cute. But never once was it really implied that, or maybe it was implied that he went to go look at them.
Sleep well?
Yeah, right here. Filling in the gaps.
Sure.
And yet your red eyes tell a different tale. Don't be so hard on yourself, lad.
I need to go see Devila and Popola.
Very well.
Third
What
one.
might that be?
It's Mom's diary.
I have not heard you speak much about your mother.
She got the Black Scrawl and died when I was little.
My apologies for bringing it up.
It's all right. I can barely remember her face anymore. This is the only thing I have left of her. Reading it helps remind me of when we were still a family.
I see.
But the final entries get a little strange.
In what way?
Well, here. Take a look.
Ooh. Fuck. Fuck.
Say there. Can you not hear me?
Oh. Daddy Nier?
Why are you standing about like a slack-jawed ninny?
Sorry. Felt like I was dreaming or something.
Sleeping on one's feet is quite the talent indeed. Come now. There's the door.
Right. Let's go.
Is that Soichiro? But how is... What the hell is going on? Until the battle's over. Hold on. Is this? What? Is this DLC? What? Music? Oh, this is. This was the DLC in the first game, in the original game. That's a good remix, holy shit. World of the recycled vessel, designed to prevent the destruction of all. don't like this. It takes too long. Where's my whirlwind? Dude, how far down am I gonna have to go? That works. I am very much liking this music. Just wish I could crank it up. Okay. I was not expecting to listen to much later. Oh shit. Oh shit. Okay, so you can't actually see what color they are? Soldiers of Salt calling forth white death. They are legion, those who plunge the world into darkness. Salt. That's the coronation. Dude, this is ass with the camera. Straight up. Ooh, weapons. Fool's Embrace. The dragon's corpse brought death to the world, delivering unto it the power of magic. I'm gonna change a weapon. Nah, change the word out. Cut. I need armor break. Well, more than that. How good is Weaken? I don't like it. Ah, too low. Smart. Well, you're boring. 2 hits. Last night, you told me sword until I fell asleep. I don't remember anything you said, but boy, I was happy. The black sickness stains the future. The journey to return to soulless vessels. The journey to return to soulless vessels. I do like these are complete new areas. What the shit? Holy shit. Hitting L1 like it's L2 for the block. Awkward, I couldn't get the magic off to hit him. Thought I hit forward with that. Get off my platform. This is mine. This is my spot. Oh shit. Okay. Kabuki. 1,000 experience points. Alright, we got a costume. What I put on? Two doors. What? Where's my wardrobe? Do I want to do this again? No, why not? We've already started. Let's get some more stuff. The apocalypse divided the world in two. One that knows it's not day. Does not. I've never seen light. Oh my god. Magic spewing that. I didn't even try to hit it. So it comes and goes, got it. No blocking. Jesus Christ. No dodging. No jumping. Dodging. attacks. Okay, I did not realize it stayed out that long. Jumping. Magic. Oh, dodging. Owie. Maybe I should have blocked. One of the side quests, I think. Nice. Black and white, 13 packs. The vessel's forms waver as they cross time and space. 13 vessels, black and white? Time and space. Actually curious if this one will counter out the ones or orbs. Yes, it will. Oh, that's fucked. Vessels, black and white. What is that? Performs waver across time and space. Green door, but that's not open. Okay. I can't get behind him. What is that armor he's wearing?
Seems we have been shut in.
Oh shit. Oh, triangle. Thank you.
Seems we have been shut in.
Don't know. It reminded me very much of the ending. Right on. Last time.
It seems we have been shut in.
Not last time. Pseudo boss time. Dodge heavies and automatic knockdown. This guy's buff. Ah, fuck, they're all buff. Oh, not. What do I have on the weapon? Okay. I decided to go look for a flower of my own and ended up causing trouble from here. Hope he doesn't hate me. Oh, he hates you. The song of man has been drowned out in this place. The scream, something inhuman. That's the shades. This works. Slower, but... That was so much more buff than before. Oh my god. Oh, it's not bad, just run around like an idiot. Let's not do enough damage. Ooh, another one. There were two up. That's the second one, right? We had Fool's Lament and something else. The sky falls with the dragon. The world ends this day. So basically, since the red dragon from Dragon Guard came and died, that was it. Because, wow, that looks awesome. That dragon came with the old god. Basketball court. Oh. Jesus. Could I add more rubric? Ow. Shit. What up this? I did not do shit. No, it did. The armor's gone. I'm gonna try the executions. Oh, it's free. Absolutely free. I can knock him down like that. It's absolutely free. Dumbass shades. Oh, you're new. But you are equally free. Oh god, never mind. No, you are just as free. That's a little more than half. Fuck. Alright, like a little turtle on his back. Oh no. I mean, the capsule effects is the finishing blow damage, but like, jeez, how much health? Ow. It's peeling away their armor, but it's gonna take a while, that's all. Damn it. That was kind of greedy. Whatever, works. What? Oh, it buffers the shit out of that. Not entirely free, but god damn, it takes a while. Puppet Priest collects the accursed prayers and polishes the vessel. The accursed priest. Oh, it's one of these. No. Where? Oh no. Why is it in first person though? Why? Ice, get out of the way. Who's that pig? You can rely on the auto target, but it's not fast enough, or strong enough, really. All it's missing is some goddamn Toho music. Oh, what? The flowers restore your health? Oh, shit. Samurai outfit. Oh yeah, it's another one. I'll do another one. I don't care. You sense something terribly sinister beyond this door. It may be difficult to endure what awaits on the side unless your soul is at least level 33. That's fine. I'm not worried. I asked Devil if hooch tastes good, and she said it's the best thing in the world. She said we can have some together when I'm all grown up. So long as this memory exists, so long as mankind has hope, a bloody battle will be waged over the holy domain of her body. Yeah, I see why they want you to be 33. Oh no, going too far. Oh, this is fun. Just break enough of his arm and knock him down. Back. Little bitch, come back. Close. I'm back. really flingy the issue of like being under leveled. And there's more. Oh my god. Oh. This one's more isolated. He was, anyway. There's a small window I can actually get them. So, yeah, I have to knock them down. Yeah, just have to be on top of them. And I can actually kill them really early. not want to go there. That should have looked like a boss area. Alright, be the boss. This is gonna take a while. This is the first floor of this one too, right? Jesus. Oh my god. this is with double damage. I know he does. I know he can do second. I don't know about third. Oh, much better. Hey, doggo. How you doing, girl? That's my combo that does that? Oh. Dude, this is so not worth it time-wise. Dude, just kill me. Thank you. That was so not worth it time-wise. And be here for like 2 hours. And I'm hungry. What time is it? 10? That's almost 10.
My word.
Something wrong?
I feel as if I've just awoken from a most unpleasant dream.
I know what you mean. That happens to me whenever I read it.
How do I save? Alright, cool. Oh, that was gonna take me back to Kaine. But I'm gonna call it here, man. I am tired and I am hungry. Considering I ate a massive lunch. That's kind of funny. Anyway, I'm calling it here. Come back to this tomorrow. Wanna see more? Not sure how much it's gonna take from this point to get to the rest, but it'll be fun. Oh, you know what? Let me see my weapon tally. 87%, so I'm not missing that much more. Go talk to Devil and Popola. Nah, dog. Good. I did save, right? I'm curious if it will let me pick up some side quests. Yeah, no, I guess that makes sense. Won't actually get the quest until later.
Curse these
It wasn't until like a little bit after this first part or second part of part 2 where you got the quest to go help the ferryman. It's around this point, this is when Kaine comes around with you more often. When it comes to the other areas, so that makes sense. Anyway, I saved, I'm done. And we'll catch you guys tomorrow. Take it easy.